Hey, Dr. Wilson here. As a molecular and structural biologist who is into debunking, I've seen my fair share of poorly designed experiments. But recently I saw a mask experiment that absolutely takes the cake. This has got to be one of the worst science experiments I've ever seen. This guy thinks that he's proven that masks don't work. Let's see what he's got.
Now, I don't know about you, but I've always wanted to test how good these masks really are and if they really do block in stuff.
You know, lots of scientists have asked that very same question, and they've done a ton of work to answer it. So I think they've got you covered. All you have to do is read their work.
You just have it on so that way if you're sick, someone else doesn't get it. Okay, well then, at work, why does everybody have to wear a mask? If you're sick, you should wear a mask.
The problem with COVID-19 is that you can spread it before you even start showing symptoms. So that's why everybody should wear a mask, because you're not going to know if you have it until it's too late.
I'm going to do two different ones. I'm going to cough once in this, and then I'm going to exhale normally. And then I'm going to put my custom mask on, and then I'm going to do the same experiment.
This guy's experiment needs no introduction. In fact, I think the Nobel Prize Committee is going to be calling him any day now with news of his award for high scientific achievement.
Well, that's not good. Did did it come out the sides? Oh, and escape to the top? Let's see that again real quick.
See, any normal scientist would have stopped there and said, case closed, masks don't work. But this genius, this brave, noble man, is going to do it again. I'm sorry to say I've just been informed that our hero will not be winning the Nobel Prize this evening. Turns out his experiment has an obvious and fatal flaw. Yes, I know, shocking, but it turns out that this experiment only proves that masks are not going to suffocate you. You see, when this guy vapes and blows the smoke out from behind his mask, that smoke is representing airflow, and that airflow is coming out of the side and over the top of the mask. That air carries oxygen, which means you're going to breathe just fine behind a mask. But what does it mean for spread of virus? Turns out that viruses and smoke don't travel through the air the same way. You see, viruses need to travel through the air in what we call droplets or aerosols. Both are made of liquid, but droplets are much bigger than aerosols. Both get caught in the mask as they come out of your mouth at a certain velocity. Smoke, which is a complex mixture of solid and liquid aerosols, goes out of your mouth and flows with the air out from behind the mask. Here is a representation of what happens to those aerosols and droplets when they fly out of your mouth while you're either not wearing a mask or wearing a mask. As we can all see, masks stop a lot of stuff from flying out.
Coughing. It doesn't help.
Yes, it does. Here are some scientists who tested this idea much more thoroughly than you by actually trying to measure how much virus gets past a mask. And they found that when it comes to coronaviruses, aerosols and droplets are completely blocked by a mask.
Whew. Again, if you're coughing, it's not doing much.
What a display of meticulous methods. This guy even shows that with a cloth mask, you're not going to suffocate. Luckily, other scientists have tested whether or not cloth masks actually stop droplets, which will spread virus from coming out of your mouth when you have a mask on. And they have shown conclusively that even cloth masks can prevent droplets from coming out of your mouth and spreading virus.
You have to wear this mask at all times in public areas now. It's not just at work. But again, if someone is sick at work, what if you're wearing the mask, mandatory at work, and your partner's coughing 6 feet apart, but it doesn't matter where you work Because in a fast food restaurant, a regular food restaurant, it's tight in there. You're crossing. So someone's coughing by you and your mask is pulling in, you're going to get sick.
Our unmasked hero does have a point here. Masks are not 100% effective, and essential workers are still at risk of getting COVID. Masks are not a substitute for social distancing, and they are not a substitute for hand washing and proper sanitation. You can still get sick while wearing a mask, yes. However, we are starting to learn that if you wear a mask and you get sick, your case of COVID might be more mild than if you weren't wearing a mask. That's because you were probably exposed to a lower viral load, fewer viruses. Encountering a lower viral load means that you are going to get less sick, and that is clearly a good thing.
This is vape. And this is thick. It's not as thick as airborne particles. You know, those micro particles. Where you cough on a petri disc, you know, those little discs, and then you wait for the stuff to build up. No, it doesn't work.
Unfortunately, our unmasked hero walks away with no Nobel Prize and instead leaves us with an incoherent, incomplete thought. Better luck next year. Let me be clear. It might seem like I'm picking on this poor guy, but I'm trying to show you that this is the mentality of anti-maskers. They will blindly follow their own intuition and support it using poorly designed experiments that don't take basic biology into account, while at the same time ignoring decades of well thought out, well studied scientific research. Masks are one of the cheapest, most effective tools we have in our fight against this virus. The more widespread this virus is, the more dangerous it is. The more we can prevent its spread, the less dangerous it is. So if we can all just do these simple things, then we might be able to get back to normal much faster. Thanks for watching this week's episode of Debunk the Funk. If you liked it, make sure you subscribe to my channel. It only takes one click, and it'll help you join me next week, where I'll be debunking some more funky stuff. As always, the links to all of the studies that support everything I say in this video are in the description below. See you next week.